Charli XCX just pulled off the most effortlessly iconic wedding drop of the year, and no one saw it coming. While most celebrities parade their big day across magazine covers and glossy red carpets, Charli did the exact opposite. No press rollout, no fancy announcement, just a raw, chaotic, deeply personal glimpse into her real-life fairy tale, told directly with fans through TikTok. And this wasn't your typical bridal post. Charli didn't just serve couture looks, she gave us unfiltered vibes, unexpected humor, and a wedding that felt more like an indie music video than a royal ceremony. From her groom modeling her veil to a dress that totally flipped tradition on its head, fans couldn't scroll fast enough. But underneath the glam, the laughs, and that cryptic message about George not crying at the aisle was something much deeper. This wasn't just a wedding. It was Charli reclaiming her narrative in the most Charli way possible. Unpredictable, emotional, and real. And once you see who was missing from the guest list, you'll understand why this wasn't just a celebration. It was a statement. Most celebrity weddings come with a press team, exclusive deals, and enough NDAs to fill a courtroom. But Charli XCX, she dropped her wedding the way she drops a new single suddenly, with no warning, and totally on her own terms. On July 19th, while fans were minding their business, Charli casually posted a TikTok that threw everyone into a frenzy. No captions explaining the moment, no grand announcement, just a chaotic, perfectly edited video set to like a G6, showing glimpses of her friends, her groom, and the wild energy of the bridal party. It wasn't polished, it wasn't filtered. And that's exactly what made it unforgettable. Charli captioned the video bridal party energy. And from the very first frame, that's exactly what it gave. Loud music, real laughs, friends dancing in mismatched outfits. It didn't feel like a wedding curated for likes, it felt like an actual celebration. The kind where the bride is dancing before the ceremony and nobody's worried about spilling champagne on designer clothes. But the moment that really caught everyone off guard came seconds later. And it involved George Daniel in a way no one expected. Just when fans thought they'd seen it all, George Daniel casually walked into frame wearing Charli's wedding veil, not joking, not pretending, fully embracing the moment like it was part of the plan all along. This wasn't some stiff, formal groom moment. It was playful, spontaneous, and exactly the kind of unfiltered energy fans love about Charli and George as a couple. The 1975 drummer, known for his low-key persona, suddenly became the unexpected star of the TikTok, spinning around in tulle like he was born for it. The comments section lit up within minutes. "If he's not wearing my veil, I don't want him," one fan wrote. Another said, "This is the most George Daniel thing I've ever seen." And it was truth. This wasn't just about a veil. It was a glimpse into how much fun they have together. Even in moments most people would treat like a serious photo shoot, that one clip turned a wedding TikTok into a viral mood board, reminding everyone why Charli's fan base stays loyal. She didn't just marry her best friend, she married someone who's fully in on the chaos. And speaking of chaos, Charli's next video gave fans something they were dying to see. The dress, right? After giving fans a chaotic glimpse of her bridal squad and a veil-stealing groom, Charli dropped what everyone was waiting for: the dress. And in true Charli fashion, it wasn't some long princess-style gown with a flowing train. It was something that felt raw, bold, and entirely her. She wore a custom Vivienne Westwood creation, tailored with a ruched skirt that stopped just above the knee. No drama, no fluff, just clean, iconic lines that said, "I'm not here to play by the rules." The cut was sharp but romantic, and paired with classic white slingback heels, it turned into a statement that was both punk and elegant. As she turned and posed in the mirror, she added a cheeky overlay, "When George isn't crying when he sees me walking down the aisle." But then came the twist, her caption admitted. Luckily, he did XX. That tiny detail hit fans right in the heart. It was the balance of humor and honesty that made this more than just a fashion moment. It was real. The dress wasn't just about style, it told a story. A story about how Charli XCX didn't need a ballroom or a cathedral to feel powerful. She walked into a town hall in East London and made it feel like a runway. But what happened inside Hackney Town Hall said even more about who this wedding was really for, and who didn't make the guest list. The ceremony itself took place at Hackney Town Hall, a vintage London venue that's become a favorite for couples who want style without the spectacle. No private island, no destination beach, just East London, a few close friends, and an energy that felt more underground party than traditional wedding. And that vibe carried over to the guest list. Charli's parents were there. George's band from the 1975 showed up to support all except one. Fans were quick to notice that frontman Matty Healy was nowhere to be seen. No photos, no videos, no mentions. Immediately, speculation took off. Was it scheduling? Creative tension? Something deeper between George and Maddie? No one from the band has commented, but for fans who followed their dynamic closely, the silence felt loud, especially since the 1975 played a role in how Charli and George first met. Despite the mystery, the mood at the wedding was pure joy. The crowd was small, but the energy was massive. From the town hall steps to the tiny dance floor inside, every photo and video radiated one thing: intimacy. This wasn't a wedding designed for headlines, it was built for memories. But the way Charli and George got here, that's where things get even more interesting. Before they were newlyweds, Charli XCX and George Daniel were just two artists thrown into the same studio session back in 2021. The song, a dreamy collab called Spinning, featuring the 1975 and No Rome. On paper, it was just another project. But behind the scenes, something clicked. Fast.charl. I was already known for her genre-bending sound and unapologetic energy. George brought a more brooding, behind-the-scenes presence as the 1975's drummer and producer. Together, they found a kind of creative sync that quickly turned into something more personal. By late 2022, fans started picking up on hints, subtle posts, blurry photos, cryptic comments. Nothing confirmed, but everything suspicious. Then, in November 2023, they made it official: engaged, no tabloid leaks. Just one bold Instagram post with Charli flashing a ring and George in the background, almost out of focus. Their relationship, it has always been low-key, but that's what made it so magnetic. No scandals, no messy breakups. Just two artists building something behind the scenes quietly, intentionally, and fully on their own terms. And that's exactly why this wedding felt different. It wasn't about being perfect, it was about being real. And after years of writing songs about heartbreak, loneliness, and chaos, Charli finally got to show fans what her happy ending looks like. But the wedding didn't just give fans closure, it opened the door to something they didn't see coming: a new era. As soon as Charli's wedding clips hit TikTok, the internet lit up, not with gossip, but with love. Fans didn't just watch the videos, they studied them, rewatched them, turned them into edits. The comment sections turned into love letters. You deserve this. This is the most Charli thing ever. This is the kind of wedding I dream about. For an artist who's built a career on embracing the unconventional, this moment hit differently. Charli didn't share everything, but what she did share felt raw, intentional, and deeply human. It wasn't about flexing luxury or chasing press. It was about inviting her fans into something real, just enough to feel the emotion, but never too much to make it performative. And that's why people connected with it so deeply. Because after years of watching her sing about heartbreak on dimly lit stages and dance alone in empty warehouses, they finally got to see her in the one role they'd always hoped for: happy, grounded, and fully herself. But this wasn't just the end of a love story. For Charli, it might be the beginning of a new artistic chapter. Her music has always been influenced by where she is emotionally, and now, for the first time in a long time, she's not dancing through chaos, she's dancing through joy. Which leaves fans asking the one question that no one saw coming: what does Charli XCX sound like when she's in love? And if her next era reflects even a fraction of what we just saw in these wedding clips, it's going to change everything. Charli XCX has never followed the industry's rulebook, and her wedding day was no exception. In a world where celebrity weddings often feel like fashion campaigns or brand deals in disguise, Charli and George did something radical. They kept it intimate, authentic, and perfectly them. No glossy magazine spreads, no PR circus, just love, music, and a few chaotic TikToks. But beyond the aesthetics and viral moments, this wedding marked something deeper. It was a quiet rebellion against the hyper-curated lives we expect pop stars to perform. Charli has always been the artist who colored outside the lines, who blurred the boundaries of genre, identity, and emotion. And now, she's doing the same with love. Because at the heart of it, this wasn't just a ceremony, it was a statement. That real love doesn't need a spotlight. That joy can be punk. That commitment can be cool. And maybe most importantly, it showed that even in the hyperspeed world of internet pop, some moments are still sacred, still human, still yours. So whether you're a day one fan or just discovering her through these viral wedding videos, one thing's clear: Charli XCX didn't just get married, she started a whole new era on her own terms.